Hi there, in this video I am going to show you how to add text to a PDF document. So a lot of people don't realise that you can actually add text to a PDF straight from your PDF reader. So when you download a PDF, whether it's from a Google Drive or someone sent it to you in an email or any way you've received it, when you download it and then open it up, it will get opened up in the PDF reader. And what you can do is add text directly into the PDF without having to download it, print it off and write into it. So if, for instance, you've got a workbook or a journal or something like that that you need to add your own text to, this is perfect because, like I say, it means you don't have to use a whole load of ink, and if some people don't have access to a printer and things like that. So what you do is when you open up your PDF, it will look something like this, and at the top toolbar you'll find that there's this little T icon. And if you click on that, it allows you to add text to your PDFs directly in your computer. So this is a workbook that I've created for the members of my new membership, my branding membership. And the reason I'm showing you this one is because it has prompts in it that you have to answer to discover who your dream client is. So if I show you how it all works, if I get to the sections with the prompts, so here we are with the prompts here, and what you do is you go up to this T that I mentioned earlier, click on there, and then you drag, you put this little cursor sort of thing here, click on it, and then you can start typing. So you can choose the colour of the text you want to have. I'm going to choose black. You can increase the size with this A with the little up arrow. So you can increase the size of the text. You can make the text smaller with the one next to it with the little down arrow. And you can, I think this actually, I didn't know it had that before. So I'm going to just start typing out. So it just says what is their name. So I'm going to type out a name, Jane Richards. So you can make the text bigger, you can make it smaller, and you can add spacing now. I don't think that was there before, unless I missed it, but that's really good. You can add spacing, you can make the spacing smaller. So sometimes you want to cram in as much text as you can. So what I do is when I'm filling out a workbook, because I've filled out so many workbooks, since I've been coaching, I've been learning a lot myself about coaching and things like that. So I'm always, filling out, prompt journals and workbooks and things. And sometimes you can't quite get enough text in there that you want to get in there. So what you do is, if you make everything bigger, you go up to this toolbar again here and click the plus button, and you can make it bigger, and then you can just type away, keep typing. So I'm just pretending I'm typing loads of stuff, and then click return, keep typing. So you might want to add loads of information, and you might feel like there's not enough space. And then what you can do is you can make the text smaller, so make it much smaller, and then you can keep adding more text. And you can also pull this out, this little text box, you can pull it out and you can add even more that way. So, and then what you do is when you go back to read it, obviously if the text is quite small because you've tried to put lots of text in there, you just go up here and then you'll be able to read it properly. So that's just a tip because sometimes I've completed workbooks and things and there's not been quite enough space because I like to write loads of stuff. And this is just a way, if you make the text really small and then when you go back into it to read it later, you just make this, make it bigger with this plus sign here, and then you can read it all. So the one thing I will say though about doing this digitally, in your computer, is to make sure you keep saving your work. So I had an experience where I spent about a day filling out a workbook and I hadn't saved it as many times as I thought I had, and then when I went back into it, a lot of it was missing that I'd inputted into it. So I suggest to save really regularly. So you click save, and then it will save that text you've added, and then make sure you're saving the right one, and then just keep saving it over and over again, and then you know that you're not going to lose the work that you've done. But yeah, that's just a really handy tip that, you know, a lot of people didn't realise. One of my clients didn't realise that you could do this. And, you know, I think when you receive a PDF, you know, document, you don't really look at all this stuff up here. You just tend to look at the document and read it. So yeah, that's just a really handy tip. So another thing you can do is you can also draw. So you can draw something on, like an arrow or a star to highlight something, and the eraser, you just use that to erase. And also there's a highlighter here, so you can highlight certain areas as well if you want to. So yeah, there's quite a lot you can do with it really, but like I say, just make sure you keep saving it, to make sure you don't lose your work. And yeah, it's just a really handy thing to have. And yeah, I hope you found it helpful, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.